I'm an introvert, so I love to recharge by myself.
Might get that.
One of the things that I do is photography. I don't feel like I'm stressed out. I don't feel like I gotta produce something nice to post later. I love to just go and see what happens. I borrowed one of my pastor's cameras, a little Sony A6000. Come on, somebody. And I learned how to shoot manual, was familiar with, aperture, ISO, shutter speed, and all that stuff. And then I was like, wow, I really want to do this. I started taking photos of people. Transition lenses, man.
Sometimes it feels like the subjects are just not present.
One of the things that kind of makes me nervous about digital, there's too much leeway. I just go, and then I literally forget all the shots that I took. Like, there's such a detachment from my work when I shoot digital. I eventually just didn't even want to take any more photos. My friend Jonas, he introduced me to my friend Casey. Tall guy, 6'5", super skinny, and he shows me this camera, and it was a film camera. And I was like, oh, people still shoot those? I was like kind of nervous about it. I didn't really get into it. And then he finally convinced me to get one. One that my dad had lying around. Put some Kodak Gold 200 through it, and I fell in love. I was like, what? You can't get these colors on digital. And not only that, but I loved the process. It's gonna be 280. When I got into film, it made me slow down. I'm very intentional about, like, this is a scene I want to remember. There are moments where I won't take the shot.
That's it right there. Cool. And that's the last one.
When you only have 36 shots,
Turn the wine back into its canister.
and you're putting money to it, it's not just free.
Hold this open.
You want to improve.
Out comes cartridge.
We'll send this off to the lab.
You want to understand exposure. You want to understand latitude. So that way, once you get out there, you already know the language of light.
So right there, that's the shot before zero. So we're ready to rock now.
I think that there's a beauty in, like, putting your best foot forward, getting the best exposure you can, getting the best manual focus that you can, going for it, and then appreciating what was put out. Things that kind of inspire me are film stocks. Kodak Gold, Ultramax 400, all the Portras, Portra 160, Portra 400, Portra 800. These different film stocks behave differently. I think that the beauty of color is, like, you can take a photo that's way overexposed and get this pastel-y kind of cream colors, and you can make it feel like it was taken years back. Black and white, I'll prefer to underexpose, just because it gives it that, like, moody, low contrast feel. I do like my Fujifilms too. I think my favorite Fujifilm, honestly, if I'm being real, is C200. You're not a real film photographer. But honestly, bro, like, even though it is cheap, it produces a really cool rustic image. It's really subtle. Superia is all right. And then obviously Pro 400H is no longer being made, but that's okay. We'll shoot what we got.
Onward and forward, I guess.
I started seeing less mistakes, and if there were any mistakes, I just learned to just take it as it is. Then also be surprised with what I get once the rolls come back. Like, wow, unexpected glory right there. That's even in the Bible. Like Ecclesiastes, Solomon said to enjoy the work that you do. It's important to make sure that you are actually satisfied with what you're producing. I definitely have moments with Jesus when I'm shooting. One time I went to Pigeon Point Lighthouse. I was in a moment in my life where things were beginning to change. I had to process that somehow. I didn't want to just be stuck at home. And so whenever I'm shooting, I find a lot of peace when I do that. That's a moment to pray. I just really reconnect with God there.
You gotta wait. You gotta wait.
I shot some Ultramax 400, I believe.
Yep, that's it.
Just kind of recharging and talking to the Lord, talking to Jesus. Almost like appreciating along with God the things that I see. If there's something I didn't see before, that's something worth shooting. I just think that it's beautiful to just get a glimpse that there are things in life that we kind of gloss over.
Which is just up the street. All right, let's do that.
The past few months I've been busy with like transitioning in my life. I didn't really have my camera with me.
Go.
Using my iPhone, I would just kind of limit myself a little more. I'd make it a square format. Try to just focus on just the mere composition. That was just as fun. Obviously, I love having the old-fashioned camera in my hand, but I think that photography will never ever leave me.